You might think that your life is great, that you're at peace, and that you're fearless, but I have some really bad news for you. None of that's true. You, my friend, have just fallen asleep. Hey, it's Lucas Grobot, and you're listening to Weaver and Loom. That's right. I don't think you have a perfect life. And in fact, by the very admission, by the very confession that you think that you have peace, and that you're a fearless individual, and that you have a perfect life, that things are going great, is by, in fact, the very confession of that is evidence that your life is way worse off than you think it is, because it's evidence that you have fallen asleep to your destiny. Let me explain. I'm going to explain today by using the laws of thermodynamics. There are 3 laws of thermodynamics. The first law is of thermodynamics that in the universe there is a set finite amount of energy. It is a closed system. You cannot add any energy to it, and you cannot take any energy away. There is 2 kinds of energy. There is expended and spent energy, and there is stored energy. The second law of thermodynamics is that the world, the universe, is moving from order to chaos, from organized energy to dispersed and chaotic energy. Every system in the universe is moving towards entropy. Now, what that means is everything is moving from order to chaos, which is a real big problem if you think about it for those who believe in evolution, in the fact that how can something move from chaos to order? It makes no sense unless there is some sort of intelligent design that ordered it, because systems, by the very nature of them, by the laws of them, cannot move from chaotic to organized unless there is something that is organizing them. The third and final law of thermodynamics, which is the real condemning one for you and I, is that everything in the system is moving to 0 Kelvin, meaning everything is moving, everything is fighting and heading towards mediocrity. So 0 Kelvin is when all of the electrons in an atom stop moving. 0 Kelvin is the complete, utter frozen death, where the electrons no longer move. So the entire system of the universe is heading towards this place of 0 Kelvin, to this place of even, to this place of chaos, to this place of mediocrity. So, why do I think that you are not a fearless individual, that you are not at peace and your life is not great? Because if you are claiming any of those things, that you do not have any struggle in your life, it probably means that you have fallen asleep to what you were created to do. Because you were created to do these things. First, you were created to unleash the potential, the energy that has been placed inside you. Because there is a finite amount of energy in the universe that is moving from organized to chaotic, to stored to spent, potential to spent. And it is your and my responsibility to unleash that, to release explosions of energy throughout the world around us, that we might, number 2, order the world around us. Because everything in our life is moving from systemized and tends towards chaos. If we do not tend to our lives, to our belongings, to our work, to our craft, it will always tend towards chaos. And we need to expend that energy to organizing and creating systems that then go on to create great things. That is our role as change makers, as organizers, as creatives, as leaders. Our role is to organize, and systems tend towards chaos. Every system will end in chaos unless there is energy inserted into that system to organize and structure that system. And the third aspect is that everything in the world around us is fighting for us to become mediocre. The world, the systems, the friends, the people that we know, it wants us to be average. It wants us to be vanilla. It doesn't want us to stand out. It doesn't want us to be different. It doesn't want us to organize. It wants us to go with the flow, to float through life, to not make a ruckus, to not rock the boat. It wants us to be average. And every system in the universe, by the laws of thermodynamics, is resisting us from releasing energy, from organizing systems, and from operating at a different heat signature, at a different level of energy than that which is around us. So if we have a life that has no fear, that we believe that we are fearless individuals, it means that we have not actually pursued the thing that we fear. There's a difference between being fearless and being a person that conquers their fear, a person that is courageous. A person that is courageous has fear, and in the midst of that fear, decides to stand up and conquer that fear in spite of that fear. And I don't know if you know this, but your destiny actually lies on the other side of the door of your fears. Many people feel that when they have resistance, when everything seems to be working against them, that maybe I'm on the wrong path. Maybe that I'm not doing things right. The universe seems to be opposing me. Nothing seems to be working right. And I would like to suggest to you today and pose the question to you today that if you are in a place where everything seems to be going perfectly, where the path is smooth, where there are no bumps, where there are no hiccups, where there's no resistance, where no one's trying to drag you down to a lower level, I would like to suggest to you today it is because you have fallen asleep to your destiny. You have fallen asleep and you are coasting down the river with the masses of other people who have been duped into becoming mediocre. But if you find yourself on a path of hardship, of difficulty, of overcoming, where you're facing your fears, where every day you wake up and you're like, this might not work, I might fail, and this is really scary, but you're pressing in anyways and expending all the energy within you and releasing it all to organize chaotic systems, to fight against the dissipation of energy in the world, to organize something, to build something, to make something beautiful and meaningful. If that is you and you're feeling the resistance from all sides, then I want to say to you today, you are on the right path. The path that we should all be on is one of resistance, because that resistance is a sign that we are actually doing something with our lives. It is a sign that we are actually pushing forward in the world, that we are actually building something that goes against the flow of normalcy, that goes against the status quo, that is going against mediocrity of average. And that is where all great work is found. All great work is found when people stand up in the face of fear to do something great, to do something different, to do something scary, to organize, to expend our energy to organize a chaotic system into something that stands out among the rest. Thank you for listening to this episode of Weaver and Loom. If you have any questions about this episode or any previous episode, I would love to hear them. You can go to the website lucasgrobot.com and leave a question. Also, if you were inspired or challenged by this episode, please share it with a friend. I'm Lucas Grobot, and you're listening to Weaver and Loom, where destiny is woven.